Ladies and gentlemen, it's our penultimate game of the evening here at the 2018 Gibraltar Darts Trophy. Let's welcome to the stage a two-time winner on the PDC Development Tour, recent Dutch Darts Masters finalist from the Republic of Ireland, Steve Lennon. Introduced from England, a Grand Slam of Darts quarter-finalist, a two-time Players' Championship finalist, Hollywood Chris Dobey.
Well, after three consecutive one-sided affairs, and Paul Nicholson beat Tony Lopez 6-0, Max Hopes off Mark Durbridge by the same scoreline, and Jermaine Watermena defeated the very likeable El Presidente Tony Dawkins by 6-1. This could be anything but. Two top tungsten talents going head-to-head. They've met twice before. Both those matches have gone the distance in this best-of-11 format, and both of these players have reached finals on the Pro Tour in 2018. Steve Lennon notably in Zwolle at the Dutch Darts Masters, in a tournament, if truth be told, in which he didn't really play his best darts but managed to make the final, lose out to Michael van Gerwen. This has all the ingredients to be the best match of the day, and Rob Malarkey joins me, Chris Murphy, to talk you through it.
Yeah, it was one of the standout ties of the round when the draw was made yesterday. I'll be amazed if this one is settled inside 6 or 7 legs, as the last three matches have.
First leg is Chris to throw first. Game on.
And another case here of perhaps these two feeling slightly unfortunate that they have been paired together at this very first round stage. But having failed to qualify for the last 4 European Tour events, it's good to see Dobey back. He has the chance now to enhance his European Order of Merit ranking, having also qualified for Denmark as well.
140.
Yeah, it really is good to see him back, and he's a talented player. Reached the final of one of the Pro Tour events. He had an astronomical average in that tournament in Milton Keynes. He too lost to Michael van Gerwen in the final. He did reach, and those two matches I mentioned that went the distance both went Dobey's way.
120.
6-5 each of them, both last year.
Yeah, just to put the meat on the bones there, he averaged almost 110 against Van Gerwen's 109.6. It's a 10-dart leg in that final as well against MVG. 22 180s on the way to the final.
That was his second
134.
Pro Tour final, beaten by Simon Whitlock at the back end of the previous year.
68.
Allowed Lennon a chance at this 107.
Yeah, Dobey, a man as well who's just on the fringes of the world's top 32 at the moment as well. He's 13 points away here from the opening leg as well.
67.
As Lennon
13.
misses his opportunity. So 5 for double 4, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say Steve Lennon was strutting his stuff at the World Cup of Darts, of course.
Throw first. Game on.
Part of the Irish team, and you imagine he'll be a permanent fixture.
Well, I would have thought so. I mean, right now he's
100.
He's 48th on the overall Order of Merit. As far as the Pro Tour Order of Merit is concerned as well, he was 44 before Zwolle.
140.
He's now up to 30, and that's a big step. That's a huge step for Steve Lennon, given the ramifications of what that means for qualification for future events as well.
It was a real classic match, wasn't it?
140.
Game against Belgium in Frankfurt. Losing out by the odd leg in 9 against Kim Huybrechts and Dimitri van den Berg, Lennon and Willie O'Connor.
But you're right, I think it was the case that he didn't play his best stuff in that final against, or in that tournament as a whole against Michael van Gerwen.
Nor did Michael van Gerwen. It was a curious tournament, that one, wasn't it? He won the last one, MVG, with an average of over 100 in every round. And then he said it was, you know, his best ever European Tour win, followed by his worst ever European Tour win.
But taking 5 legs off MVG in the final is
96.
Certainly no disgrace, and let's not forget he beat Sulevic and Huybrechts on the way to the final as well.
Well, he missed the ball for the 1-2-1, but Dobey can't
104.
do anything but leave it handy. So 2 darts to level up. Ops for double 10. Now, can he find double 5?
Which requires 60.
The answer is no, and Dobey has a chance to steal a march early on. Just saw there, it was difficult to get past that dart, even though it was fairly central 50. In the 20. Another Wayne Mardle, an expert analyst of this sport, as he said, there'll come a time when a lot of players will do anything they can not to leave 60 if the darts stand up like that, because you're only leaving yourself half a bed to aim at. Lennon's kind of got the same problem there, although it was fairly low in the single.
Oh.
Starting disaster for Dobey.
And he's left himself double 1 anyway.
Well, a bit scrappy in this second leg.
Yeah, he's laughing about it and smiling about it, but this may well come back to haunt him.
Well, Lennon's under a little bit more pressure, you feel, because this is on his throw.
No score.
And he couldn't find a way past that one. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you get it done.
Inching closer.
No score.
And then he just underpitched it.
5.
Of course, we would earmark this as the potential match of the day, and it ends up being dog and duck stuff.
Yeah, on the second leg, Steve.
Well, let's consign that second leg to the darting dustbin and get on with the quality stuff.
Yeah, 1 or 2 ironic cheers from the crowd as well. But
136.
We'll put that one behind us and move on. 2 players who've had a very notable rise through the ranks, especially Dobey, I have to say as well. He only joined the PDC circuit in January of 2015, so a little over 3 years ago, but really shot to prominence the following year, making his first final in a ranking event in 2016. And then a month after that, he made the quarterfinals of the Grand Slam as well. He's had good runs on the European Tour too.
60.
Made the semi-finals of the German Masters a couple of years ago. And all leads now to the fact that he's on the fringes of the world's top 32, just outside the top 32 on the Pro Tour order of merit as well. He's 38th at the moment. It's very congested in that particular segment of the ranking list.
Really nice guy as well with it, Chris. Very unashamed. Polite. Both players who play the game with some
91.
degree of grace. Not much in terms of aggression, is there, from this pair? Just get on with it.
60. Which require 40.
Gentleman-like fashion now. Dobey looking at tops. That looks like a perfect guide for him, just to clip it off the barrel. And that's what he does.
Steve to throw first.
Nicely done. Good response by Dobey after the disappointment of that second leg, which he perhaps should have won.
60.
Well, neither player is in full flight yet.
$58.
The draw towards the conclusion of day 1. Who has been the standout performer for you?
I would have to say, I mean, I think first and foremost, I think Andy Bolton was a
58.
good, hard-fought performance and a very topsy-turvy match, a match really that could have gone either way. Richie has played ever so well in large chunks of that, so I think you've got to give a little bit of a nod to Andy Bolton, but I think standout for me, Max Hopp, no doubt about it. The figures were very, very impressive indeed against a player who, okay, he's not quite the Mark Dudbridge of 13, 14 years ago, but
85.
that was potentially a difficult first-round match for Max Hopp, but breezed through it 6-0, 100 average, 6 from 9, I think, on his doubles in the end. Nice 120 check-out to boot. Couple of 180s. I just thought it was a very, very accomplished, very confident performance from Max Hopp.
Yeah, the 164 he missed on the bullseye would have been the cherry on the cake, wouldn't it?
59.
Adam Hookvale as well. Got to mention him in that opening match of the night, beating Richie Burnett 6-3.
Yeah, for me that was about that moment where he knew he had the chance to break, took a step back, G'd himself up, delivered the dart into double top, and that
99.
was a killer blow for Richie Burnett.
70.
Certainly the two best finishers of the day, I think, Hopp and Hookvale.
This could be a tidy finish for Chris Dobey. Wanted the opportunity to break earlier on. Is he going to do the same here?
40.
Well, he had problems with double two and double one before, but Dobey in pole position just about here with Lennon fighting back. This could be awkward for Dobey.
Got to attack it. But he's got a clear bed, doesn't really matter, because it's got to go this dart. And it has. Advantage to Chris Dobey.
And that will do him the world of good as well, because if he ends up in that situation again, it might well serve him well.
Steve Lennon has picked up a couple of development tour titles.
100.
One in 2016, one in 2017. He's now 24 years old.
140.
Chris Dobey, as you said, he only appeared on the PDC scene a few years ago, so kind of bypassed the development tour, didn't he?
Yeah.
140.
And settled very quickly, you have to say. Just going back to Lennon, it's worth noting as well that this is his 6th successive European Tour event. He's discovered the knack of qualifying for these. He only made his European debut at the German Open in Saarbrücken last year, and it took him 4 goes to win a match as well. So, seems to have mastered the art of negotiating the qualifying rounds for these European Tour events. He's certainly mastered the art of the 180 as well.
81.
Very, very strong response from Steve Lennon, because Chris Dobey was threatening to get away with it. It may matter not anyway. Wonderful stuff. Doesn't dart leg. 180.
So they get Steve to throw first.
Followed by 81 kill, but with a 180 from his opponent in between. That was very, very strong stuff from Chris Dobey. And you said at the start of this one, Rob, that it's unlikely that it'll be done in 7 legs. Well, it could be going that way.
How wrong could I be? Yeah.
140.
Yeah, 4 weeks have passed since that run to the final in Zwolle for Steve Lennon. Life moves pretty fast, and it's all about how he backs it up. Again, given a tough assignment here to open things up, and Dobey is certainly proving a very, very tough nut to crack here.
Yeah, a bit of a surge here from Hollywood.
95.
He's inching towards the 100 average.
Stevie 141.
Puts a bit more pressure on this 141. That may have told.
85. Richard 91.
This to put the match in the palm of his hand.
Yeah, he's got it. Double 16.
Yeah,
beautifully done. Really nicely done. Similarities with his previous checkout in the previous leg. Just very accomplished movement around the board there from Chris Dobey. Just looked very, very settled, very focused, and indeed 1 leg away now from a place in round 2. And a meeting with Mervyn King, the reward on offer here for the winner of this one. As things stand, it's Dobey who's en route to meeting the number 14 seed.
Convincing stuff, isn't it? Outscoring his opponents. Now finishing him as
100.
well, although his finishing stats have got room for improvement too.
The average very healthy for Chris Dobey, 98.84, despite 5 from 17 on his checkout stats.
So the bulk of that came in one leg, didn't it?
The bulk of that came in that awful second leg, which Lennon stole on 23 darts.
Take that one out of the equation, it's very, very solid stuff.
140.
One leg won in 6 visits, 2 won in 5 visits, and a couple won in 4 visits to the board for Chris Dobey.
58.
Just taking his foot off the pedal here though.
100.
Well, Lennon may be thinking about the chance here to break.
58. Stevie requires 76.
Very good chance, but it's a long way back to the summit of the rock here in Gibraltar.
60. Chris require 150.
But there is still a way back.
90.
Good start by landing double 8.
Well, this simply has to go. There is no margin for error here,
Shot
and
the
he's
7th
found
leg,
the double 8 with the last dart in hand.
Steve to throw first.
That's
Game
1 on the board. It's a break. Dobey will be well aware that, you know, this can quickly change. He's probably experienced this sort of situation before. A hold now for Lennon becomes 5-3, and suddenly there's a very different emphasis on the scoreboard, and that's where the scoreboard psychology perhaps kicks in. So Dobey will just look to try and reassert himself straight away.
140.
As if he put so much effort into getting that dozen dart break.
100.
He just kind of let up in the following leg and allowed Lennon the luxury of missing darts at double, and eventually
131.
doubled his leg tally, and he's just got the chance to creep back in and make it a little bit more uncomfortable than perhaps it needed to be for Chris Dobey.
83.
Although the chance to break again and win the match in this leg is very much a possibility.
Yeah, down to a finish first.
81.
Could have been a much more manageable finish than that.
Just staying straight there would have made it much, much easier for Chris Dobey. Would have been on 130 now, wouldn't he? Which
100.
would have meant just one treble would have given him a dart at the bullseye.
Yeah, just a really good reminder there for Chris Dobey. And I think he knew straight away what had happened, and he'll be annoyed with himself if this one slips away.
133.
He got himself a dart at double anyway. Fair play to Chris Dobey there. Could have won the match in style. Now he has to hope that Lennon doesn't hit. Double 6. And then lets him off.
A long way inside on that double 6. And Dobey steps up. And he takes out double 8 at the first time of asking. And Chris Dobey, well, it wasn't 6 or 7 legs, but it was 8. And that scoreline will come as a surprise to many. Certainly Steve Lennon, on the evidence of what he did in Zwolle, perhaps suggested that there would be more from him this weekend, but in the end, Dobey, you have to say, a very, very good winner, a very comfortable winner as well. Not given too many problems by the 24-year-old from Carlo in the Republic of Ireland. And Chris Dobey, well, a bit of a wobble late on, but nevertheless still a very, very healthy average of around about 97 or so. The finishing at times from Dobey was pretty good. Just that pretty wayward second leg in which Lennon managed to steal it with 23 darts. And from that moment on, it was pretty much all one-way traffic. Lennon with one response late on. Let's hear from Chris Dobey.
Didn't make it here. That's gone all right.
I was happy with the way I played. Scoring was better there, but couple of legs were a bit iffy on the doubles, both of them, but luckily for me, I got the win in the end. So,
how important is it for you to start challenging the back end of tournament? Because we've seen you go on runs and threaten to pick up a title, but it's just putting those patches of form just need to last a little bit longer, isn't it?
That's it. I've been practicing all right lately, and you just got to put that on the the board, and once you've got to give it your all, and I've been giving it my all lately, and it's just taking that step further and producing what I have been on the practice board to the main stage, and hopefully I will get there sooner, because I'm defending a lot of money, and this is the year where I need to prove everything that I can do it and qualify for more and more majors.
Is that a pressure then? Do you think about that? I know a lot of players don't look at rankings and how much money they're defending, but sometimes it's always like niggling away at the back of your mind, oh, I haven't got 10 grand coming off this weekend or whatever.
I have done in the past, but I've started just forgetting about all that and just playing my game. I think last year I missed out on the match play again, and that put us on a bit of a downer where I shouldn't need to think about that. I've just got to take that out of my mind and just focus on my game and hopefully perform and get to what I deserve.
Well, a strong start to the weekend for Chris Dobey. Hollywood safely through to the second round. Congratulations, Chris. One more game for you. It's Gibraltar's own Clayton Otten, young man taking on a two-time world champion jackpot, Adrian Lewis.